Today we're going to be tying the Zonker. It can be tied in pretty much any colors you want. Very versatile fly. We're going to be tying it on a size 4 mustad streamer hook. But you can use pretty much any size you like, depending on the fish you're going for. First thing you do is pinch the barb. Once you got the barb pinched, put it in the vise. Now we're just getting the thread started right at the front of the hook behind the eye and then working our way back. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some weight to this fly. Today we're going to be using some lead wire. That'll just be underneath the body. And what we're going to do is we're going to start by wrapping in the tip. Once we have the tip secured, we're going to get a hold of our lead wire. And we're going to start doing as close as we can to touching turns going forward up the shank of the hook. Once we're as far forward as we want to be, right at the front, then what we're going to do is we're just going to helicopter off the lead wire by twisting it around and holding it in place against the hook. Now just to hold the lead wire in place, just wrap the thread up and down over the lead wire, wrap it all the way up to in front, and then build a bit of a base in front, and then wrap your way back. Next material is crystal chenille. Today we're going to be doing it in white. So I got a shiny crystal chenille. All you're going to do is just tie this in right at the back of the hook. Next thing you do is you reach for the rabbit strips. These are cut for zonkers. So once you get them out, you look and you try to figure out what the best end to use is going to be. That's usually the one where the hair starts pointing back from the tip. And then you measure out a piece that's a little longer than your hook. Depending on how long you want the tail, you can make that as long as you like. Today I'm doing about 1 inch. Then I pull the fibers forward and I cut, trying my best not to cut any of the fur. Make it a nice clean one. As you can see, you'll usually get some of the fur, but what can you do? Alright, to start tying this one in, what you do is you get the tip of the rabbit strip located right behind the eye, and then you figure out where your tying thread is and you line it up, and then you separate the fibers so you can make some wraps. Do one loose one just to start getting it secured, and then start tightening that up because you really want that rabbit strip to be held on there good. Once you're feeling good about how it's on there, then you just start wrapping your thread right up towards the eye of the hook. Now we're going to take our chenille and we're going to wrap that in touching turns up the shank of the hook to make a nice shiny body. A lot of people like to use the mylar tubing, but I prefer to use the crystal chenille because I find it works just as good and it's a lot easier to work with. And I have it in a lot more colors and it comes in a greater color variation too, so that's just an added bonus. Now we're just going to tie it off. I just wrap it around till I think it's good and secure. Then you just trim off the chenille. Alright, last thing we got to get secured now is the head of the rabbit strip. Now to do that, you just pinch it down towards the hook, and then you do really tight wraps. One wrap is usually good, kind of loose, just to secure it, but after that you really want to tighten that down so it doesn't get pulled off. And then you get that good and bound down real hard. Give it a few more wraps if you're not sure. Now to finish it off, we're going to give it 2 whip finishes, aiming for about 5 turns each one, but that'll help give it a little bit more durability. To add even more durability, we're going to add just a little bit of head cement to the front, just so that it really hardens up and those thread wraps don't come loose, so that the zonker strip doesn't get pulled out. Do your best not to get it on the hair, because the hair will collect a lot of it, and then it'll ball up and it won't present as nice once it's in the water. There we go, guys. That's our clouser. That's the way I do them. That's not necessarily the way you have to do them. You can always do it the Mylar way. But like I said, I like to do them this way. I find they work great. Catch a lot of fish. And like I said, these ones can be tied to a multitude of colors. So you can tie them for perch using green and orange. You can tie them to look like walleye using black rabbit strip and then yellow chenille. The possibilities are really endless. So make it what you want. And thanks for tuning in, guys. Talk to you guys soon.